Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles, Crusader Kings II, where we are playing as the Kingdom of Curonia and the legendary King Akko the Just, who now has his very own bloodline that will carry down through the ages. We are currently in the process of raiding our neighbors so that we can upgrade our capital to sufficient level of sophistication that we will be able to eventually adopt feudalism. So what you can think of at this point in time, as we have we've increased our tribal organization, we have developed some sort of code of likely spoken laws, even though as one of our viewers pointed out, the Curonians did have probably written runes and possibly rune stones around this time. That generally is too cumbersome to really have a written code of laws, so until we have a formal written records, you can assume that these laws that we're setting down are mostly passed orally. In the North tradition, this was done by a individual, at least in Iceland, by an individual called a Thule, which is Thyle-E, I believe. I might be getting that wrong. I should be ashamed of myself being the Viking scholar that I am, who basically his job was to memorize the laws and to speak them at the law rock. So that's probably kind of what we're doing. We're creating a more formalized code of laws. We are gathering wealth to build up our core area and our center of administration, our center of our court, as opposed to just distributing it among warriors in gratitude for them fighting with us, for us. Though there's some of that going on. So we're in this transitional period between looser tribal society and feudalism. I said in a previous episode, you know, when we click this button, when we click this absolute tribal organization button, it's like we've become a proto-feudal state on the way to becoming a fully feudal state. And so that's why we're out raiding right now, because we need money to get these institutions going. Let's see. Infrastructure. Yeah. And once we're done raiding, oh yeah, Maru wants to drink again, and Casey is loudly slurping water in the background. My marshal has discovered a man of great military talent called Stegut, I'm sorry, who wants to join my ranks. All right. We're having a great time carousing. My comrades say I should slow down on the drink, but it's all nonsense. Viba has improved significantly. Reveling and carousing is over. I'm not going to bother to, like, wait for the last little bit of loot to trickle in any of these provinces. I'm just going to take the holding and move on. Your infection has put you in grave danger on multiple occasions. The pain and foul smell have finally subsided and your wound looks clean. Alright, we survived the infection. Akko lives to fight another day. Although old age is starting to catch up to us. We do have the minus 15 old age combat modifier, and that's only going to get more severe as time goes on. So this is an era, after a period of great expansion, this is an era of what archaeologists within our world will later be able to tell was a time of consolidation, where lots of great constructions were being made. We'll go ahead and hold in. I forget what the Z with the circumflex accent, what sound that is, but I'm just gonna say Ushgavanas Festival. Invitations have gone out to your vassals, asking them to join you in your spring's Ushgavanas festival. You have decided to make this festival this year a special one, remembered by both spirits and men for many years to come. So we're holding festivals. Maru declined. Apparently, oh yeah, because he's a different religion. Yeah. That's fair enough, but he is my friend. I would have liked it if maybe he had given it a chance. Okay, your vassals have arrived, and the time of the Ujgavanis festival is upon us. A large effigy representing winter is burnt, and a symbolic fight is staged between Lashinius. I actually do know that one. It's the S with the circumflex is. It was described to me as like a hiss that comes from the front of your palate. So Lashinius. I believe I'm saying that correctly, but I'm sure someone in the comments will say so if I'm wrong. And Canopinis, the spirit personifying spring. To everyone's delight, Canopinis emerges victorious as always. That actually sounds very similar to a Celtic tradition, which they're both Indo-European, so kind of makes sense. As the winter effigy continues to burn outside, hastening the coming of summer, you and your vassals gather for a great feast your servants have prepared. Excellent. The effigy has finished burning. The spirit of Lashinius has been defeated, and the feast has come to an end. Your vassals are returning home, but most seem to agree that Ushkavanis festival was well worth the trip. Let's see, so I'm becoming friends with another elder. At this point, I really am kind of an elder myself. By the standards of the time, certainly, so... Received news that my lover is with child. Hopefully she'll be able to persuade her husband it's the real father. He's just gonna keep having white children and thinking that they're his. Tool of Usselian Peasant Revolt has declared the Peasant Revolt for Saaremaa on King Akko the Just. So, the peasants have risen up in Saaremaa, led by a disgruntled former soldier. The rebels have the nerve to demand independence. So these guys on this island, they are sick of my rule, and they want to declare their independence. We have this gluttonous, deceitful peasant leader here. He's a tough soldier. Peasant revolts are interesting in CK2. I feel like they represent... They're trying to represent several different things. Yeah, the fact that they're on an island kind of makes sense why they would make this play. That would be a difficult place to dislodge rebels from. Okay, we got a wooden hill fort. Let's go ahead and upgrade that to a reinforced hill fort. So we're reinforcing the palisades with stone to strengthen the fort. Alright. This is also a way that kind of models, yeah, if the royal army is this far south, the rebels could do a lot of damage before we could even get there to stop them. And yeah, these are Estonians they're of a different religion than us, so it kind of makes sense. Wife is pregnant, that's great. We have a child who lacks a focus. We always teach them how to fight. I could do a call to glory against the rebels, but that seems like just mean. Alright, we're going to catch them in... Are they headed to... Oh no, they're headed to the capital. Alright, we're going to catch them in the capital before they have time to ruin our prosperity. So we barely got there in time to stop them from looting our capital province and preserved the prosperity there, thereby proving our worth as a ruler. So we've won the Peasant Revolt for Saaremaa. Let's say we'll leave him in jail. All right. We already raided that. Suppose we should go continue raiding the Poles. Paying the ransom, good. Yep, once again, daughter was born, and he believes it's his. So... Oh, the Smuggler's Ring in Podlasia has been disbanded. Awesome. That's a holy site, so it's good that we don't have smugglers there anymore. Grandson born to Ruta. Narvate, he didn't inherit any special traits. Truce with Estonia is expiring in 38 days. Let's see. The commander of the Victual Brothers is a Rami the Pagan. How about that? Let's see. I'm gonna tutor him to be a warrior of renown. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get the proud trait back. My acquaintance and I are back from our camping trip. I am not sure this was what he had in mind and was clearly overwhelmed, or perhaps I expected too much. He clearly seemed agitated in the end. So he became, I think he's a spoiled ingrate and he thinks I'm a lousy teacher. Apparently I treated him the way I treat my kids. Alright. Since he's a coward, I'm gonna say the best teacher is failure and send a far superior duelist to fight him. Ulitis was soundly beaten down by Jovirtus, who barely broke a sweat. In the duel, Ulitis suffered some minor injuries. I'm sure they will only serve to build character. Yeah, he needed... Oh, we're good friends now. So I finally knocked some sense into him. I finally Miyagi'd him. Alright. I have a son who apparently got the South Slavic portraits, and he is quick, which is good. Karyotas. So, screenshot that. He's going to be raised in the struggle. I'm going to check that all of my kids are... All my adult kids are in the Warrior Lodge. He's in the Warrior Lodge, right? He's disfigured, yeah, so probably. I noticed that members of Warrior Lodges tend to get disfigured, like, often. Arrange betrothal. So the king of Serbia, who is a Slavic pagan, who has a very large realm, he wants to betroth his heir. No, he's the heir to the Kingdom of Epirus. He's not the heir to the Kingdom of Serbia. Why do they have different... Why do they have... Okay, let's explore this. Why do they have different... Let's see, elective Gavelkind, elective Gavelkind. To my daughter. I'll accept that. I will accept that. She's a member of the bloodline, right? But she probably won't pass it on because it's not a matrilineal marriage. Okay, we can get higher military organization. That's very good. Someday I'll upgrade those other tech categories. I'm also going to make sure she is trained to be a warrior before she leaves. Okay. Alright, I'll come to your feast, even though you didn't come to my religious celebration. You're just not very open-minded, man. You're just not very open-minded. Education focus. Looks like she would make a fantastic spy. We're up to... Oh, our moral authority is kind of stabilized around 40%. We really need to go after some other holy sites to fully... reform. Okay, we got a reinforced Tilfort. We need 143 gold to get up to the last level, so that's what we're doing right now before we go to war again. Arrived at Maru's place. One of these days, he's just going to drink me to death. I suggested to Chief Maru that we bring out the board and pieces to play and see who's the better strategist. He accepted, insisting that we play for honor, and I lost. Reveling and carousing is over. Child lacks a focus. He's going to learn to fight. This is my grandson here. Oh, here. We can hold a great tribal festival. Remember last time we tried to do this and it failed? I'm going to go hunting. Alright. Celebrations have finally begun. Kurtzema is bustling with activity. People from every corner of Curonia have traveled here to pay their respects to me and my ancestors, exchange tales and goods, and have a good time. And we're not going to declare war and ruin it this time. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is just everybody saying they would be glad to join us at the festival. And this is another one of my grandsons. I think that's a Turkish portrait pack. As I'm appraising some of the merchandise of the travelers drawn to the festival, I meet the unsettling gaze of a weird boy in tatters. The kid approaches me slowly, ignoring the crowd bustling with activity around him, and whispers that he can read my future for a small price. A few coppers, 22.8 gold. The fortune teller assures me that a period of good luck is just around the corner and that I need only look for the right opportunities in order to change my life for the better. It's an appropriate event if you guys remember back in episode 0, if you watched episode 0, one thing the Curonians were known for was fortune tellers, so... yeah, plus 0.5 health for the next 2 years, I'll take it. My lover is with child. Yeah, I am knocking this lady up left and right, which, you know, if you're in love in an era before birth control, that's bound to happen. With so many lavish feasts being prepared for the festival, many of my guests have started to talk about outcompeting each other to see who amongst them can eat fastest and the most, to the point that every other night we have an eating contest or two. Yeah, let's do it. I can become fat in my old age. That's acceptable. A long line of tribesmen sit one next to each other, slamming their fists on the table and loudly inciting the few contenders to eat faster, as the servants move backward and forward, bringing more food and take away empty plates. I phase out for a long moment, gagging, and then go back to my meal. One by one, the contenders tap out, either rushing outside or falling on the ground, reeling. After some time, I'm reluctantly forced to join them as well. In the end, there's only one man left standing, Yara. The tribesmen raise him up and parade him around the hall, cheering his name. Alright, I will, yeah, I'll pay him to ingratiate his ancestors. With the period of festivities nearing its end, let's see. If there's going to be an offering, let's make sure we ransom anybody who's worth money first. It's finally time to burn our offerings to the old gods and pray that they will protect us in years to come. A long moment of silence shrouds Kurtzema as the smoke rises to the night sky, then the shamans lead us in a somber hymn concluding the ceremony. Prosperity increases, and we get +1 moral authority for 3 years. Glory to Lima. Okay. So we didn't actually sacrifice anybody, any humans. Alright. Well, that's cool. This is my daughter, who looks like she would make a great diplomat. And, let's see. Burned, burned, burned. This has all been burned. So we're going to go here next. Thank you for paying the ransom. That's all that we ask. Heavy dirt blade added to my treasury. Oh, Tukaminin died. Can I marry her now? Oh, I guess I'm already married and have the maximum number of concubines. Well, let's see. Let's set one of our concubines aside and just, like, make this official. 10 stewardship, 10 stewardship. I'm doing this meritocratically. Okay, we're gonna set aside the mother of my heir. Hopefully that doesn't piss him off too much. He's not the mother of my amazing daughter, though. I feel like I love her most. because of what she did for our bloodline. Yeah, Mikova, she's the one that I like best. She's also surprisingly malnourished. Let's see. So then I have my lover. Believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged. He's my best friend. Oh, I have 2 lovers. She just hasn't had any kids yet, despite being lustful. Okay, why can't I take her as a concubine? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care at this point. So apparently I inherited an artifact from Tunka. A weapon lost by Prussian soldiers. Tunka kept this weapon on display after bringing it back from the Battle of Sambia. Where is that? I'm assuming it's probably in Prussia. Sambia. Just gonna get a Chiefdom of Sambia. It's right there. Okay. So I'm just gonna get a screenshot of this. Spoils of war. Some reason. Sentimental nonsense, others say. Okay. Leading the center +10. That's pretty good. Monthly prestige and combat skill. Can I give it to... I'm gonna give this to my amazing daughter Naula. She deserves a legendary sword. All right. We need a new commander. Gotta make sure he's not Craven. His nickname is Girl Arm, but I think we can live with that. Excellent. So Naula has now added this to her treasury. She'll probably be fighting with the Axe of Perkunas soon. And she inherits my titles, but until then, this will have to do. Formed an alliance with the Girl Arm. Son was born to Mikova and an unknown father. Oh, so he was probably... This was probably that he was conceived when Tunka was still alive. And so that's why they say unknown father. Let's see. I am going to legitimize him. We'll do nothing for now. I have a large group of, oh hey, the defensive pact against Ragnar Lodbrok disbanded. Pleased to hear after a period of peace and shrewd management, the county of Kurtzema is doing well. People are happy and tax collectors are reporting record intakes. We are now flourishing. So, lots of wealth is coming into our capital county right now. One of them hands you an axe. Yeah, we're gonna ignore the D&D items. Let's see, we can't loot there because that's not actually technically bordering. Getting close to having enough money for our fort, though. Oh man, Mikova died of severe stress. Can I take my other lover as a concubine? Her stats aren't great, but let's just do it for the prestige. Oh, apparently I can't. Oh, because she's married. Or she's already a concubine to this other elder dude, so never mind. Anyone we can ransom? We do have a guy we can ransom. This dude died. Thanks for paying the ransom. Reputation as a devout follower of Perkunas attracts soldiers. Okay, this is a prosperous county, so we should get a little bit extra money from this. I've realized that event doesn't do anything if you already have the modifier for Inspired Warriors, so... Lothar Ud... Oh, shit! This is why, no, I won't say anything yet. I'm not gonna say anything yet. It does not serve us well to have the Christians get completely destroyed by the Germanic pagans. So I have thoughts about that. But first we'll see if any of them mass convert by a certain date. Okay. Ruta the Younger, who is the daughter of Naula. Looks like she has... oh, you know what? She'd be even better at stewardship. We do want her to be a great warrior, but I would rather play to her greatest strengths than her lesser strengths. Doza is pregnant with my child. I've encountered warrior Stigut many times while carrying out my duties for the Band of Medina, and it's always a pleasant occasion. Alright, making friends left and right with guys named Girl Arm. Oh, by the way, Kiev has split off as its own little thing here. Lubartus the Fox, a warrior in my lodge, is a mediocre duelist at best. We'll give him an even challenge. Lubartus eventually won their favor in the duel. Lubartus suffered some minor injuries, but I'm sure they will only serve to build character. Alright. So do we have enough money for the... yes, we do. So we'll use... we're building stone walls around our hill fort. Or at least equivalent defenses. I don't think that we would actually be using stone walls at this point. Stone walls didn't come along in England, like Catholic England, until after William the Conqueror for the most part, so... Strong fortifications, not necessarily... let's see, someone wants to kill Viba. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna imprison him. And I'm gonna torture him. Why complicate things when there's nothing like the good old Rack? Judging by Lito's screams, it seems like he learned his lesson. Alright. He gains stressed, Craven, possibility of Craven, possibility of Lunatic. He's now safely locked back in my dungeon, waiting his fate. Is he? No, I let him go. Okay, so now we need to work on seizing some holy sites. So we're probably going to start attacking the Prussian coast again. And I'm going to grab, let's see, Ludwig, Conquest of Beetov, and let's raise our troops, and we will march once again to war. Let's see, he's calling probably tribal vassals. Someone died, I clicked through it, I didn't see who it was. We have looters. Let's get some local dudes to deal with this. Well, apparently we don't have any levies available in these areas. Well, never mind. Oh, it's because it's called tribal vassals. The chief of the Samogedians is arguing with his wife. It's none of my business. Alright. Good, we're getting prestige because the elders like us. Let's see. I always imagined I'd be the first of us to go, but now I'm the one mourning the departure of my dear friend. Never again will I hear Stigut's jolly laugh or receive his wise counsel. It's as if I've lost an essential part of myself. I feel so powerless. Let's drink in his honor. Probably already had one drink too many when I am joined at the table by an equally intoxicated woman. It takes me a few minutes to realize that it's actually my wife. We spent some time drinking together and sharing our sorrows. Yeah, let's be close friends. My amorous adventures resulted in a child. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to legitimize her. Let's see. So my I'll teach her to be patient. Let's see. Call to glory, we don't need that. Struggle. I want everyone to struggle. Truces are expiring. We need a new commander. Make sure he's not Craven. Okay. Hopefully we can wrap this up fairly quickly here. Sacrifice to Dievas. My granddaughter Gunda, she is the daughter of Nala, and she is a genius. I like that a lot. Let's see, a weak claim on the chiefdom of Lesser Poland for Boyan. Oh, okay, so I could maybe bring that all into my realm in one swoop. Is he already my vassal? He's a courtier. He's not landed. Well, that might be worth pursuing. Oh, Pannonia claimed a province next to us. That's going to be interesting. They are Bohemian Slavic pagan realm currently. Let's see, they're going to try to back cap this, so we're going to go take them out. Gunvald, son of Ruta, my grandson. Why is his name Gunvald? Was one of his parents, or one of his grandparents, Norse? That doesn't sound... That doesn't sound Baltic at all. We'll call him Kyra. Oh, and he has a twin, who is a genius named Ausala. I like that a lot. Alright, this war's almost done with. We need a new Spymaster. My daughter Viba, who is terrifying, will make a great Spymaster. That's metal as fuck. Liga, my daughter, seems to be developing a devious and manipulative streak. Well, we're training her to be a diplomat. So I would rather that she be cruel than deceitful. So I'm going to beat my 14-year-old daughter. Hashtag worst dad. As she's growing older, I could see Liga could use some guidance. Let's see. Is it worth getting stressed? She's not my heir, so... Gonna leave it. Reports state that new recruits, something, something. Okay, we won the war. We have won the war for Bitov, so we're going to screenshot our borders, and that's going to be the end of this episode. Check out loresworn.com. That's our website. At Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That's ASATJ. Subscribe, hit the bell, notifications, comments, likes, all that good stuff that helps us get seen by more people so we can spread the word about the awesomeness of Chronicles. And we'll see you guys next time.